Welcome! This is our gallery. We haven't named it yet, but this is for myself, Joan Brady, and Marissa Evangelista are all renting this space. We're just moving in. We just got it painted and everything. So come through. Through here is the studio space. So that is for photographing work. This cubicle here. That's Marissa's easel. And then from the cubicle to here is my stuff, and with Mega Desk in the middle. And then over here is Joan Brady in this side. And then behind you is where Marissa will be setting up. She's started, she's not fully moved in yet, but we're getting there. And we hope to have classes eventually, so we'll have those at this big old table here. Angela Patricio, Kelly Slosky, and Linda Pop and me are gonna put on a show using vintage toys that we all got from the same toy store that closed like in the 90s. It was open since the 40s, so then they still had like leftover inventory that they never got rid of, and they finally got rid of it for us. And so we're all going to be using sort of a lot of repeated things, and we're going to put on a show next year of that.
So we're here with Nichole Leavy, our MFA's first virtual artist in residence, and she's just moved into a new studio that she's sharing with two other artists, Marissa Evangelista and Joan Brady. And she's got this interesting setup, so I'd like for you to walk us through it. Tell us about this whole desk of goodies over here. Intricate little things.
Well, I got my tools, you know, like painting glue and clamps and weights for that, and sandpapers, tapes and glues, more tape, tools, pens. This is inspiration from these are all things that are from that antique place. So I just want to have them there to look at and just sort of, you know,
for this next wave of work.
Yeah, just to have them. And then these are some favorite things up there.
So it seems like I know that this is from the store that you've received things, and it's a lot of nostalgia. Is that typically where you get inspiration, or?
It's not typically, which I guess is why I'm sort of putting things out to get myself like in that headspace and like what I want things to feel like.
Yeah.
So yeah, because it's going to be different from what I did before.
Like this really great that you're able to set it up to get into the mode, so you're really immersed in that period of time that you're going to be creating work that reflects that. So
yeah, that's the goal.
Great space for this. So you do your cutting and you're moving things around over here, and we'll capture kind of, there's so many good things going on over here.
Yeah.
So organized, all these drawers. So what's in all the?
This is all paint. Most of these are still empty. I have wings and weapons in those drawers.
Wings and weapons.
Wings and then weapons.
Weapons.
Like, you know, lots of guns and swords and things like that. So, a bonus of this space is that we get to share this conference room. And so it's huge. We have a kitchenette with a wonderful sink. That sink makes us very happy.
Oh, great.
Yeah. The sink is great.
That's an important feature for artists.
It is.
For sure.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
When you were looking for a studio, were you looking for something for just yourself, or you always had in mind you wanted to have studio mates?
Oh, I want to have studio mates because the energy of working around other people it feeds the creativity. Like I really miss that from like college days and things like that. And when I had residency in Maryland Hall, you know, there was all these artists coming and going, and there was music going on. Oh, and here there's a dance studio upstairs. and like theater and all that. So they're singing and dancing
Kind of
like
like
at
Maryland
night.
Hall.
Yeah, it does
Great,
kind of feel
yeah.
So it's really cool, and I think it's gonna have it already does have a really great vibe. But I think with all of us working on such different things too, and we can talk to each other about what we're doing, and give each other a little advice, give each other a little push. I think that's important.
What are some of the considerations in sharing the space that you have to talk about and agree upon?
Well, we did have, we had to divide up the space fairly among everyone, and we had, we decided which spaces would be shared spaces too, so we have those.
So what else can you tell us about the studio experience that you're moving into?
It was difficult. It was hard to find a space. We had a couple of other people who were gonna share space with us, in and out of the group, and ended up with the three of us. There's a lot of compromises and a lot of open-mindedness, because like this space was very, very different when we looked at it. Possible studio space. So you come in here. That door would remain locked, and this door would remain locked. But this room is for somebody. And then you come in here, in this much larger room. Now it has these cubicles. They don't want to move, but you might be able to turn a negative into a positive here. And so, you just have to be willing to
Have the vision.
have the vision. Yeah.
What are some of the trade-offs in coming out here to Millersville?
Well, we did want to be in Annapolis, but that was just, we were priced out of there. It was pretty impossible. But this place is actually, like, there's a lot of good things around. There's a lot of, there's art here also.
When you were going through all your little trinkets and materials, I was kind of wondering, how often do people give you things? And is the stuff that they give you ever useful in your work?
People give me stuff that they want to get rid of all the time, because they feel less guilty about giving it to me than giving it to, the trash, which makes sense. And I can't always use this stuff, but I also know some other assemblage artists, and I can sort of see if they want some of it. Things get passed around between us a lot. And some things I use a part of, and then, the rest of it just is kind of wasted, I guess. But like those baskets out there, there's a corner of the gallery that's full of baskets. My neighbor just dumped a huge trash bag full of baskets on my front door.
Well, at what point does it become a storage problem? Because obviously...
It's a storage problem. It's always a storage problem. It's a storage problem at home for sure. That was one of the reasons I was looking so desperately for a studio space. It looks smaller here than what it looks like at home. But this is a ton of stuff. This is really,
It is.
like, to put this in my little space at home, it was just stacked and stacked and stacked, and you can't really look through it so easily. You kind of have to remember what's there to like go through it, and this will be much better because I can see what I have. And but yeah, storage is always a issue.
We have it very well organized.
Yes, yeah, I have, and I like that there's like some empty drawers still, so I have space to grow.
So really a good tip for all artists is to have those kinds of storage, those drawers underneath tables, because it does allow you to store a lot of things
Yes.
out of the way, but yet you can still kind of see through the drawers. You can see what's in there.
Yeah, they're really efficient, and also I like that you can clean them out. You can wash them if you need to. Art supplies can get kind of messy.
Do you have any organization tips for setting up, moving in, reorganizing?
I have been trying to reorganize as I'm moving in, and what I've been doing is trying to think ahead of like how I'll be working, like how will I be using the things. I've gone through different ways of organizing things in the past. I've done it like by color before, and I've done it by shape before. Now I'm just sort of doing it by theme, and I think that'll work. But I'm also sort of going through and finding things that I don't think I want to use. So I'm going to toss them into, I have a bin that'll be for workshops. And so building up that stockpile is going to be important if I'm going to have assemblage kind of classes. So.
That was actually my next question, was how long do you hold on to something before letting it go and delivering stuff?
It's tough. Letting things go, I think a lot of people have this, that you think, okay, I'm done, I'm not going to use it, I haven't used it in 5 years, I'm not going to use it. It hurts, but I'll get rid of it. And then it feels like as soon as you do,
Yes.
you want it. That would have been the perfect piece, that would have been the perfect little thing, but it's, so I really try not to throw things away because of that. I hate that feeling.
So when you're done with the whole body of work and a series, and you'll be finishing your residency 6 months from now, and you'll have all your work for At Play and for this exhibit that you're planning, will you just completely take everything down and reorganize? And how long do you take between when you're done? How much of a break do you take before you start on the next bit of work?
I took a break, a pretty sizable break between the last body of work and this one, but it wasn't really voluntary. It was just sort of because I took everything from that huge studio at Maryland Hall and crammed it into the small space in my home, and then I couldn't. Yeah, and I couldn't find anything. I couldn't get to things.
Yeah.
And so I just worked on a couple of like little tiny things to sort of scratch that itch, I guess. But I'm really excited to get back and get to work again.
Kind of the beauty of taking time off is when you're ready to get back.
Yeah, I'm so ready. Yeah.
I have an important question to ask you, because I know that, yes, you're working on this body of work, and you're also at the same time going to be working on the work for the residency, but you have other obligations, I'm assuming, art-wise. And how do you weave that in? Like, do you get commissions and other work that you have to do, other commitments, art commitments? Do you take those on when you're faced with this, or do you put them all off and say, no, I'm just going to focus on this?
It's actually rare that I get commissions, but when I do, like I did at Maryland Hall, I worked on it side by side. So I would work on that for a while. I had a big mural to do, so I would work on that and then work on my stuff and then get back to the mural and then work on that stuff some more, because that's just the way I don't stick with just one thing from start to finish. I like to go back and forth. So that it worked out just fine.
It works out.
That
That's
way.
not a problem for
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
What tips do you have for someone who's looking to find people to share a studio with? How did you find your studio mates?
We were just commiserating at a reception. And at several receptions. It just was a topic that kept coming up between us, and so then it became like, I'll ask some of my friends and you'll ask some of your friends, and who all's looking and who all knows of a place we can look at, and it just sort of happened like that. It was really just through
Organic.
the gallery. Yeah.
What is the best thing to give a found object artist, and why is it hot glue gun sticks?
Yes, it is hot glue gun sticks. Yeah, especially
right
like
size.
the Gorilla kind.
Yes.
Yeah.
They'll do the right size.
Yes. The minis, the super strong.
I have a question. What else do you use besides glue sticks for your fix-it-its?
Super glue, Mod Podge even, PVC, other PVC glue. I forget what that, E3000, E9000,
6,000?
That's it. Yeah, just it's a lot of trial and error, and sometimes I've had to resort to like resining things into place, but I don't like to do that. But if I have to, that's what I'll do. Yeah. Well, we all came up with our own solutions for protecting the floor. I think we'll probably cover this as well, but especially our working spaces. Joan got that's garage floor covering.
Yes.
She got that. You can buy it by the linear foot at Home Depot. That's really nice. I think she shelled out for that. And then Marissa went with tarps, and I went with giant drop cloths, kind of layered, and then a runner that I had to make it a little more homey. But this is all stuff that I just already had, so I didn't buy anything.
That's an important consideration when you're renting a space, to make sure that the floors are, more than anything else, it's the floors that
The floors
take
and the
big beating.
furniture, because a lot of the furniture, that table, that desk, this big desk here, they're allowing us to use, and so we're just going to be careful to not hurt them.